Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Advance. This is the playoffs of the Sinquefield Cup 2025, and this is amazing from the perspective of the Grand Gesture. I think Pragg has qualified. Fabiano Caruana has qualified for the finals, but here winning the Sinquefield Cup is an insane achievement, and I think Pragg is leading the tournament. He's gonna have to beat Fabiano Caruana to be able to then go on to beat Westy So to be able to win the Sinquefield Cup. So it's a lot of pressure, but again, it's a blitz game. We cannot expect them to be absolute perfect play, but again, it could go anyone's way. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Pragg with the white pieces goes for e4, and Fabi goes for e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4. We go into the Italian game. Bishop to c5, d3, d6, and just c3. And now we have knight to f6, castles h6, knight bd2, and just a5. And most likely, you're just gonna see this: knight goes to f3, knight goes to g3, and somewhere along the line you just can target the extra squares that are there, the f5, and maybe just when the king gets a bit too weak, you push the central thrust, which is this d4 most likely, and you're gonna have a great game. There's no doubt about that. Bishop to b3 now, not allowing somewhere along the line that b5 to come with a tempo. We have castles h3, and now just b5, and now we have rook to e1, a4 now pushing the bishop back, bishop to c2, and just rook to e8, and now we have knight to f1 as planned, bishop to b6, d4 now going for the central thrust because everything is protected. As you can see, rook is protecting this is being protected, there is no issues, and yeah, nothing you can do about it. No winning chances right from the opening. We have bishop to d7, knight to g3 now, and now just going for this knight to a5. So both players trying to keep the tension alive, and here comes a very weird move. We have b3, and you must be thinking, well, what if I just capture, or what if I just capture with the knight? Well, if you capture with the knight, it's very dangerous, because here just knight captures, and you must be thinking that there are some chances. Well, there isn't, because here after this captures, you just capture this, and unfortunately you queen, but this comes with a check. So after you capture, and I'm just completely winning endgame. But here after b3, we have knight to c6. Obviously Fabi is going to see all of this. B captures, and now just comes this bishop captures. This bishop captures is a blunder, unfortunately, for Pragg. In this position, you're supposed to actually first push d5, and after knight to a5, now you understand that now you can capture. And after bishop captures, queen captures, you get this position where most likely it's going to be a draw, but you just captured a pawn, so Pragg is better, and he's definitely going to consolidate on that pawn. But here b captures, you go bishop caps on a4, and if you're going to pause the video, you can pause the video right here, but I'm sure you can see the tactic right here, which is this knight captures on d4. And the problem with knight caps on d4 is it opens up an attack towards the bishop. You cannot capture because this knight captures comes with a check. So there are a lot of tactics, and you have to be very careful here. C captures on d4 was played because he has to bounce back from this. He has not really blundered, but you have just lost all the momentum that you had right from the opening, and now you're gonna have to defend and try to find the best moves. But bishop captures on a4, queen to d3, e captures, and now just comes this knight captures on d4. We have knight back to d7, just trying to put that knight on a very nice square. But in this position, Pragg had a very nice move. He could go for this knight to f5 right away and just gain that momentum, because there are a lot of moves you have to be concerned about, because this bishop can jump on this diagonal, queen can be there, and there are not many defenses that are possible. So with this blunder, actually, Fabi has given him a chance to bounce back. So let's see if he's able to consolidate or not, because after knight to d7, he does not find knight to f5, unfortunately, but he finds bishop to b2. That is the second best move. And after knight to e5, attacking the queen goes back to e2, but just bishop to d7, now not allowing this to happen. So Fabi definitely saw this coming, because otherwise you would not have played bishop to d7, and now you're not allowing that idea to happen. So here Pragg is going to have to find a different move. So he, after knight d to f5, king to h7, I mean, you can play this and you can actually trade, but the idea of bringing it back was actually to not allow that knight to have so much influence that somewhere along the line, when you actually want to kick it away, you don't want to move it, do that with a boom like g6. You want to be able to just capture that, then push g6, and then you'll be absolutely fine. But after king to h1, now f4 is coming. You're going to kick the strong knight away. This bishop is going to become extremely powerful. Here, g6 by Fabi, and g6 is an okay move. It's not the best move, but it's an okay move. I mean, you can just deal with it here. But f4, and I mean, Pragg is definitely trying to mix it up. He wants to win this very badly. Here, g captures was played, f captures, but now in this position, you have to find the perfect move, perfect play. And I think getting the bishop out of there, maybe just trying to get the queen out of there would have been absolutely fine. Maybe just closing off this diagonal somehow would have been fine. But in this position, Fabi tries to go for an intermezzo. He goes for f4, and f4 unfortunately does not work because it gives you a tempo. You want to have that knight on h5. In h5 it looks so beautiful, and you're just helping me do that by playing a move like this. So sometimes an intermezzo like this can actually lead to a lot of blunders. We have knight to h5 now, but just d captures, and now whatever rook you can come up with here you can come, but the position is going to be very bad for Fabi. Rook a to d1, we have rook to e6. But now the problem with rook to e6 is there's a beautiful tactic in this position. I'm going to ask you to pause the video and try and find out this beautiful tactic. So just have at it. You're absolutely going to love this tactic if you're able to find it out on your own. So do try. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and the move is rook captures on d7. Yes, that's right, sacrificing the exchange, because here after queen captures, now you go for this queen to g4, and there are checkmating ideas. And not only that, you cannot defend. If you go for this, then a beautiful move, we have knight to f6, and now it's very bad. And knight to f6 is just for show. I mean, you can also just pick up the queen that's been hanging there. So this is just very bad position. And but knight to f6, king to g7, and you just capture it with the knight. And here after rook captures, you just directly go into an endgame. Bishop captures now with the check, king moves, and after knight captures, pawn captures, and this is a completely winning endgame. And yeah, I mean, Fabi would have realized this, but unfortunately in time trouble, Pragg was not able to find this. He found the best move, second best move, bishop captures on e5. And now we have queen to e7, but queen to e7, still this idea is there in this position. That's absolutely crazy. You could go for rook captures here, and after queen captures, go for again queen to g4, trying to checkmate, and there is absolutely no way to actually defend this. I mean, you're gonna have to play a passive move like this, which is just, I mean, this is just very bad, and you can just resign on the spot. But again, you cannot do that when everything is on the line. But here after queen to e7, bishop to f6 was played, and this is again the second best move. I mean, he consecutively finds the second best move in the position. It's just absolutely crazy. Queen to e8 was played, but now just comes queen to g4, and now there is nothing in this position. Whatever you do, you just lose the game. You cannot even sacrifice the exchange, because this comes in, and this comes in with a tempo towards the queen, towards the bishop. I mean, this is just really bad. Queen to g8, but now this is actually a blunder. We have this rook captures on d7, just a free piece, and you just grab it. Rook captures on a2 was played, but now unfortunately it's a mate in 3. I'm sure you can all see it. It was also on this move that Fabiano Caruana resigned the game, and Pragg got this spectacular victory in playoffs. But I'm just gonna finish it for you because it's just so beautiful. Queen to f5 check, and now you just go queen to g6 blocking, but rook captures on f7 you cannot capture because this is pinned. So here king to g8, but now queen captures on g6 would be checkmate. Fabi saw this, all of this after the hit. Rook captures on a2 was played by him, but Pragg got the spectacular victory, and he is actually playing the second game as I'm recording this against Wesley. So let's hope he wins it as well, and he wins the Sinquefield Cup. That's absolutely gonna be one for the history books, where he absolutely crushed everyone and went on to win this spectacular tournament.